But the expectations in this town, not only amongst the three of us, in this town with Bears fans, were so high because of the talent that they went into the season with and because they thought they had their franchise quarterback, and everyone was disappointed. Let's talk about the franchise quarterback. What were your major takeaways with Caleb Williams?
Yeah, I thought it was a mixed bag from him during his rookie season. Obviously, you're going to be evaluated by the number of wins and losses, but I think you have to go a little bit deeper in that given the situation he was put in with Matt Eberflus being fired midseason. That was after they had already fired his offensive coordinator. So, you have Thomas Brown calling plays, calling someone else's plays, and then Thomas Brown gets elevated to interim head coach. So that's taking time away from Caleb Williams as well. Now, he'll tell you he's going to grow from that. And I actually do believe that it's a good thing it happened in his rookie season. But I think you also have to look at how he played individually. We can all criticize this offensive line, which Ryan Poles said was the deepest it's been in his career, but it didn't play consistently. But you can also criticize Caleb Williams that he held onto the ball a little bit too long, and he finally acknowledged that heading into Week 18. So I think that was good. The one real positive, I would say, is how he played in the fourth quarter. His 95.3 passer rating, he had 10 fourth quarter touchdowns. He also was sacked the most in the fourth quarter, but Thomas Brown touched on the killer instinct that he plays with, and I think that showed up late in games, and I think that's really positive to build on. He never really got to play with a lead, which is hard for any quarterback to play in and any offense. So mixed bag for Caleb Williams, but definitely room to grow.
Yeah, and more on that. I thought there were so many instances in the fourth quarter where you're thinking, all right, there's no way the Bears can even come back to win this game. But he put on the Superman cape a little bit. He got them to have a chance at winning the game. It seems like whenever he was under pressure, that brought out really the best in him, and that was really, really encouraging to me.
I think it was a humbling experience for Caleb Williams. And I know that the second half of last season when he played at USC was humbling as well, but I believe that sometimes a young gentleman like himself, 23 years old, gets wrapped up in what the world is saying about you. And he was very aware of the fact that he was coming into Chicago, a great football city, being told, you are the franchise, you are the man, you are the next Michael Jordan in Chicago.
No pressure or anything.
Doesn't happen overnight.
Well, it surely doesn't. He went through plenty of pitfalls, and you touched on, fourth most sacks in the history of the NFL. 68 times this kid was sacked. And he kept getting back up, and he kept working at it. I have great respect for him, and he
played every game.
He played every game. We haven't seen a Bears quarterback do that since 2009 when Jay Cutler did it. He kept coming back, and there were a few times where I thought the kid got drilled into the field, and there was no way he was going to get back on his feet, and sure enough, he proved me wrong. So I thought it was humbling. I think that the best and worst, and let's start with the worst, happened to him coaching-wise. Shane Waldron and Matt Eberflus did him no favors. Thomas Brown, I thought, was incredibly honest with him, did not tell him what he wanted to hear, and I think it helped Caleb Williams grow. Kerry Joseph, quarterback's coach, was in his face at the end of the season telling him not what he wanted to hear, but what he needed to improve on, and I think in the end, it will help Caleb Williams.